Dr. R. Hemavati is an assistant professor in mathematics in Queen Mary's, Chennai. She has specialized on functional analysis. Having 12 years of experience in teaching, she has won various awards for her performance. She has published papers in 14 international journals, 3 national journals, and has presented papers in 10 international and in 5 national conferences. She is also one of the editors for an international journal.
Welcome to UGC lecture series. In the previous sessions, we discussed about floating point representation of a number that is suitable for feeding into the computer. Also, error estimation was done. We have also discussed solving algebraic and transcendental equations by various methods like Newton's method, secant method, bisection method, etc. Next, in continuance with that, we are going to solve, we have also discussed solving linear system of equations by direct methods. Gauss elimination method was discussed, and in line in this episode we are going to talk about solving linear system of equations by indirect method, that is Gauss-Seidel method. The objective of this session is to discuss about solving linear system of equations by indirect methods like Gauss-Seidel method, wherein the matrix will not be involved. Examples will also be worked out. Also, finding eigenvalues and eigenvectors by iterative method will also be discussed. Basically, what is the procedure for Gauss-Seidel method? We have to check whether the equations are diagonally dominant. For that, we have to write down the equations in the matrix format. Coefficient matrix should be written, so that we should check whether the matrix is diagonally dominant. So, let the given system of equations be a1x plus a12y plus a13z is equal to b1, and a21x plus a22y plus a23z is equal to b2, and a31x plus a32y plus a33z is equal to b3, so that the coefficient matrix A is represented as a11, a12, a13, a21, a22, a23, and a31, a32, a33. To check this matrix is diagonally dominant, each element in the diagonal should be greater than the addition of the other two elements. That is, we should have the matrix is said to be diagonally dominant in the sense modulus of a1 should be greater than the other elements summation. Okay. So, a11 is greater than modulus of a12 plus a13. Like that, we have to check with the second row also, and third row also. Okay. After verifying whether this matrix is diagonally dominant, then it is suitable to do with the Gauss-Seidel method, and then we go ahead with the procedure saying that if the matrix is diagonally dominant, take the first equation. The first equation is written in terms of x is equal to, and second equation is written in terms of y is equal to, and third equation is written in terms of z is equal to. So, we take the first equation. First equation implies x is equal to 1 by a11 is equal to b1 minus a12y minus a13z. And the second equation for y, and it is 1 by a22 b2 minus a21x minus a23z. And the third equation is for z, b3 minus a31x minus a32y. Okay. So, from the first equation we obtain x value by substituting find x from 4, that is this equation is written as 4 and this is 5 and this is 6. Find x from 4, so by substituting, by putting y is equal to 0 and z is equal to 0. So, we get to the first iteration value x1, okay. And then to find y, for finding y we have to substitute the values of x and z. So, x1 and z is equal to 0 is substituted, okay. And find z from the sixth equation, and we have to substitute for x and y. So, x1 and y1 we have found out from this fifth equation are substituted immediately. That is, as and when the values are found, the values are immediately substituted. So, this gives you the first iteration values. Similarly, for second iteration, to start with for finding x2, put y1 and z1 values. From this sixth equation you have to find, you will find out z1, okay, z1 values. And then for finding y2 values, we have to substitute for x values and z. So, x2, that is the second iterated x values and z values substituted. And then for finding z2 values, you have to put the values of x2 and y2. Likewise, the iterations will be continued. We will do this illustration and check whether, first of all, before doing it by Gauss-Seidel method, the matrix coefficient matrix should be diagonally dominant. So, this illustration gives you to how the linear system of equations is solved by Gauss-Seidel method. So, 27x plus 6y minus z is equal to 85, x plus y plus 54z is equal to 110, and 6x plus 15y plus 2z is equal to 72. You can see the coefficient matrix happens to be 27, 6, minus 1, 1, 1, 54 and 6, 15, 2. Okay. So, the second row happens to be diagonally dominant with the third element. Therefore, I will replace the arrangement as third equation as second one and second equation as third one, so that the equations becomes diagonally dominant. Okay. Interchange the equations since the coefficient matrix is not diagonally dominant as such. So, interchanging we get 27x plus 6y minus z is equal to 85, and the third equation has become now the second equation 6x plus 15y plus 2z. So, that this 15 is greater than 6 plus 2 and 54 is greater than 1 plus 1. X plus y plus 54z is equal to 110. Now, the equations are diagonally dominant and we can proceed with the Gauss-Seidel method. From the first equation x is written, and from the second equation y is written, and from the third equation z is written. Okay. So, first we shall solve it by substituting y is equal to 0 and z is equal to 0 and find out x. This is first equation, this is second, and this is third equation. So, we get 85 by 27. Okay. 85 by 27 gives you 3.148, and then for the, this is the first iteration, and then you have to put x is equal to 3.148 and z is equal to 0 in 2 and find out y value. So, y is equal to 72 minus 6 into 3.148 minus 2 into 0 divided by 15, and this value comes to be equal to 3.541. Okay. And then next put y is equal to 3.541 and x is equal to 3.148 to find z in 3. So, z is equal to 110 minus 3.148 minus 3.541 divided by 54. Okay. And this value comes to be equal to 1.913. Okay. Now, the first iteration values are x is equal to 3.148, y is equal to 3.541 and z is equal to 1.193. So, these are the first iteration values. First iteration values. For finding second iteration values in the first equation, you have to put just changing the x and y values, but equations remains to be same, only you have to change the x and y values accordingly. Okay. So, x2 is obtained as 85 minus 6 into y is 3.541 minus z plus z is 1.193 divided by 27, and this value comes to be equal to 2.432 x2 values. Okay. Similarly, y2 is obtained by substituting x2 values. 72 minus 6 into 2.432, that is as and when the values are found out fresh, that has to be substituted, minus 2z, 2 into 1.913, that is updated values are substituted, divided by 15, and this comes to be equal to 3.572 y2. Similarly, z2 is 1.926. Likewise, the iterations are continued till two set of consecutive iteration values are same. Okay. And iteration number, x values, y values and z values. Iteration 1 gives you 3.14, like that you have to tabulate the values 3.541, 1.913, and iteration 2 values are 2.432, 3.572, 1.926. Then third iteration values are 2.426 and 3.573, 1.926. You can see iteration 4 values is 2.426, 3.573 and 1.926. So, third and fourth iteration values are same, therefore, we conclude the and we stop the procedure and we conclude the x values, ultimate x values is x is equal to 2.426 and y is equal to 3.573 and z is equal to 1.926 is the ultimate x, y, z values. This is the solution of the given system of equations by Gauss-Seidel method. You can see Gauss-Seidel method converges very quickly and we got the answer by fourth iteration itself. So, it is better than the other iterative methods used for solving system of equations. Next, we shall find out the eigenvalues of a matrix by again iterative method. So, first consider the matrix A is equal to A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33. To find the eigenvalues of this matrix, we solve the characteristic equation A minus lambda I is equal to 0. That is A minus lambda I is determinant of A11 minus lambda, A12, A13, A21, A22 minus lambda, A23, A31, A32, A33 minus lambda is equal to 0. Okay. And we get a cubic equation in lambda and we solve this cubic equation either by synthetic division method or any other method, and we will be getting 3 eigenvalues for a 3 cross 3 matrix. So, the number of eigenvalues is dependent on the rank of the matrix. So, we know that eigenvalues are the solutions of the characteristic equation modulus of A minus lambda I is equal to 0. Next, to discuss about properties of eigenvalues which will be used to find out remaining eigenvalues once one eigenvalue or 2 eigenvalues are found out. So, if lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 are the eigenvalues of A, then lambda 1 square, lambda 2 square, lambda 3 square are eigenvalues of A square. So, once if you know the eigenvalues of A, then it is easy to find out the eigenvalues of A square, and A inverse eigenvalues are 1 by lambda 1, 1 by lambda 2, 1 by lambda 3. Likewise, if you take any other multiple of A, For example, I have given here the multiple of 3a has the eigenvalues 3 lambda 1, 3 lambda 2, 3 lambda 3. Like that, you can take any multiple of a. 5a has the eigenvalues as 5 lambda 1, 5 lambda 2, 5 lambda 3, etc. Also, this particular property is two properties, sum of eigenvalues and product of eigenvalues, is useful to find out the remaining eigenvalues. So, sum of eigenvalues is equal to sum of the diagonal elements. That is, as such, if lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 are the eigenvalues, then we have lambda 1 plus lambda 2 plus lambda 3 is equal to sum of the diagonal elements. Diagonal elements is a11 plus a22 plus a33. Okay. And product of eigenvalues is lambda 1 into lambda 2 into lambda 3 is equal to determinant of A, that is determinant of the 3 cross 3 matrix A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, 31, 32, 333. Now, instead of this usual method, eigenvalues of the matrix can be found out by power method also. The power method mentions take the eigenvalue as take the given matrix as A11, A12, A1. This is standard matrix with the coefficient matrix A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33. Okay. The power method says that you take an arbitrary eigenvector, first of all take arbitrary eigenvector 1 0 0 and then multiply Ax1. Ax1 is multiplied as A11 okay. In the resulting matrix, take the dominant element outside. Take the dominant element outside, out. That dominant element is called the eigenvalue. Eigenvalue is the dominant element and eigenvector is the remaining matrix, out. And eigenvector is the remaining one. Remaining xi vector. Okay. And again with the remaining xi vector, that eigenvector is represented as x2. Again we find out Ax2 and take the dominant element and you get a matrix and take the dominant element again out. That will be the eigenvalue and the remaining eigenvector is taken as x3 and then again we find out Ax3. Again dominant element is taken outside. So, likewise the procedure is continued till the eigenvalues taken out, that is the dominant values taken out happens to be same. Let us see this illustration. Find numerically largest eigenvalue of 1, minus 3, 2, 4, 4, minus 1, 6, 3, 5 by power method. That is, you take the given matrix as A is equal to and then take a arbitrary matrix x1 is 1 0 0, find out Ax1. So, the matrix is multiplied, A matrix is multiplied with 1 0 0, we obtain this as 1 4 6 and among 1 4 6 dominant value, modulus dominant value, that is even if it has the negative sign, we should take the modulus of the elements and then take the dominant element outside. So, among 1 4 6, 6 is the dominant one. So, 6 is taken outside as 6 into 1 by 6, 4 by 6 and 6 by 6 is 1. So, eigenvalue is 6 and eigenvector is x2 is 1 by 6, 4 by 6 and 1. Okay. And then this eigenvector is again multiplied with Ax2 we get and we get it as Ax2 is 1 minus 3 2 4 4 minus 1 6 3 5 is again multiplied with the eigenvector we just found out and the answer comes to be equal to 1 by 6 7 by 3 8 Ax2 value 1 by 6, 7 by 3 and 8. Among these 3 elements 8 is dominant. So, 8 is taken outside. When 8 is taken outside, the remaining is 1 by 48, 7 by 24 and 1. So, this is x3 and this is our eigenvalue. Eigenvalue is 8 and eigenvector x3 is 1 by 48, 7 by 24 and 1. Okay. And this is written in terms of decimal places. Again we find out ax3 and ax3 comes to be equal to 1.15. This is ax3, 1.15, 0.24 and 5.99. So, everything is written in terms of decimal places. Among these 3 elements 5.99 is dominant, that is taken outside. So, 5.99 when it is taken outside, 1.15 divided by this 1.15 divided by 5.99 is 0.19, and similarly 0.24 divided by 5.99 is 0.04 and 5.99 by 5.99 is 1. So, eigenvalue is 5.99 and eigenvector is 0.19, 0.04 and 1. So, this is our x4. And now compute ax4, and after computing ax4 we get ax4 is 2.07 minus 0.08 and 6.26. Okay, and here the diagonally dominant value is 6.26. So, 6.26 is taken outside and remaining is 0.33 minus 0.01 and 1. Okay. So, eigenvalue is 6.26 and eigenvector is 0.33 minus 0.011 and this is x5. Next we find out ax5. ax5 happens to be equal to 2.36, 0.28 and 6.95. 6.95 comes outside and we have 0.33, 0.041. So, eigenvalue is 6.95 and eigenvector is x6 is 0.33, 0.041. So, likewise we continue and we are going to stop this at ax6 is found out, and in that we get eigenvalue is 7.16 and eigenvector is 0.31, 0.071, and then we find out ax7. ax7 comes to be equal to 2.1, 0.52, 7.07. So, here eigenvalue is 7.07, eigenvector is 0.29, 0.071. Corrected to 1 decimal place. When you consider the rounded off value, here the eigenvalue is 7 and here the eigenvalue is 7. So, at iteration 6 and 7 we get the eigenvalues to be same, therefore we stop the procedure and we say that eigenvalue ultimately. So, eigenvalue for the matrix, eigenvalue of A is 7. That is, this is among the 3 values of A, this is largest eigenvalue, and the corresponding eigenvector for this is 0.29, 0.07 and 1. This is corrected rounded off value. Okay. So far we discussed solving a linear system of equations. Also we have discussed solving algebraic and transcendental equations. Next, in continuance with that, we are going to study about interpolation. What is meant by interpolation? That is a set of x values and set of f of x values, it is transformed values will be given, and we will be finding out the corresponding y value for a inner, that is if your x values is ranging from 2 to 5 and for example, if x values are given as 2, x values are 2, 3, 4, 5 and y values are given corresponding to 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to find out the value of y for an x inner value, that is x 2.5. Okay, that is interpolating. Polating means finding from the inside values. So, we will be finding out the inner values of y from the inner values of x. The forward and backward differences symbolic relation, let the given data be, x values will be x naught, x1, x2, etc. up to xn, xn plus 1, etc. Okay, and y values will be represented as y naught, y1, y2, etc., yn, yn plus 1, etc. Okay. So, del y naught in the sense y1 minus y naught. Similarly, del y1 is y2 minus y1. So, in general we have del yn is equal to yn plus 1 minus yn. When you write in a tabular column x values and y values, I will just take 3 values alone and show how the del y are calculated. Del y is written in between y1 and y naught, it is y1 minus y naught, and here it is y2 minus y1. So, we get del y naught and this is del y1. Next, del square y is calculated. Del y square is del square y. Next, del square y is calculated. So, del square y is del square y naught is del y1 minus del y naught. So, when you see it is y2 minus y naught actually. Okay. After we reduce the tabular column to one value, that is 3 values are now reduced to one value, then we stop because there is no other value to be subtracted. Therefore, we stop and we have found out the forward difference table. Next, backward difference. Backward difference is nebula y1 is represented as nebula, and nebula y1 is y1 minus y naught. That is a representation. Del y naught is nebula y1 and y1 minus y naught. Okay. And nebula square y1 is nebula y2 minus nebula y1. So, it is just going ahead. So, again I will explain it with 3 values. X1 values are x naught, x1, x2, and this is y naught, y1, y2. So, nebula y is nebula y1 is equal to y1 minus y naught, and nebula y2 is equal to y2 minus y1. Then nebula square y is nebula square y2. Nebula square y2 is equal to nebula y2 minus nebula y1, and this is actually y2 minus y naught. Okay, this is a backward difference table, and the previous one is a forward difference table. In this session, we discussed solving linear system of equations by an indirect method called Gauss-Seidel method. An example was worked out and the procedure was explained, and also we have found out the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of a matrix by iterative method. Particularly we found out the dominant eigenvalue. Also, a brief introduction about how the interpolation is done, and for finding the interpolation values we are going to use Newton's forward and backward difference formula. So, a brief introduction about backward and forward differences was done. So, based on this discussion in this session, the following questions may be posed. Solve by Gauss-Seidel method. 8x minus y plus z minus 18 is equal to 0, 2x plus 5y minus 2z minus 3 is equal to 0, x plus y minus 3z plus 6 is equal to 0, and find the numerically largest eigenvalue of the matrix 1 6 1 1 2 0 0 0 3 by power method. Thank you.